North Korea. You were going to get back to us on the reaction to the UN report, which kind of looked for new action against North Korea, possibly recommending a referral to the International Criminal Court.
Sure. Well, as you know, that recommendation was included in the Commission of Inquiry's final report. As you also know, we're not a party to the ICC, and we typically don't make specific recommendations, but we do support the recommendations included in the report, and we'll work with the Security Council on that.
But, I mean, just in a more general, without talking about, like, referral to the International Court, I mean, do you think it's time for more international action in general to be taken against North Korea for its well-documented human rights violations?
Well, I think, one, this is something that the UN and our special rapporteur of the UN has done quite a bit of work on. We're continuing to work with them. There are a range of recommendations in there that include additional action. So we'll see what happens with those recommendations.
But, I mean, do you think that enough has been done to address North Korea's human rights record without talking about...
Clearly, North Korea continues to have one of the worst human rights records in the world. So that's one of the reasons the Secretary did the event, to highlight these issues when we were at the UN, at the UN General Assembly meetings in New York. And clearly there's more that can be done. What is that and what form it takes is something we'll have to continue to work with our UN partners on.
Now, thank you to my colleague Matt for asking yesterday about the soap operas. But, I mean, on a more general sense, there are several reports and widespread belief that the regime is continuing to purge party officials. Can you speak to that? Is that a concern of yours? And what does it say about,
I spoke to it yesterday. I don't have any more information. I mean, but what I said is that, while I can't confirm it independently, of course, this is another example of the extreme brutality of the North Korean regime, if true. And certainly, if there is some more information to be shared, we'll have more to say.
The regime put out some photos today of North Korea, of the leader Kim Jong-un, inspecting their planes and the such, kind of trying to portray this image of North Korean military might. And, there's been a lot of rhetoric coming from North Korea, but there's also been, a lot of mixed messages about, this charm offensive. So, what do you think's going on? And is there a concern that North Korea could be planning something?
I don't know that we have much more analysis other than to convey that clearly they have their own audience to portray and project who their leader is and what their leader is doing. While I don't have more details on where he was for quite some time, obviously there were questions raised about that. So beyond that, I don't have any other predictions of what it means or what the photos might mean.
And just one more, now that Jeffrey Fowl has been released, is there any optimism that Kenneth Bay and Matthew Todd Miller will be released? Or do you think that that was just a one-off and, you have a ways to go on these?
Well, we certainly continue to press for that. I don't have anything publicly I can share. Obviously, we're working on that every single day, but I wouldn't go so far as expressing optimism. I don't think we're quite at that point yet. On North Korea? Sure.
Do you have any reaction to a statement put out by North Korean Foreign Ministry a few hours ago that there will be unpredictable consequences?
The North Korean Foreign Ministry?
Yes,
okay.
yes, yeah. If the resolution on human rights is adopted at the United Nations. Do you have any response?
Well, I think without having taken a look at the statement, I would say, as we've long said, that that type of rhetoric and threats is unproductive and does nothing to help North Korea take steps to show the international community they want to abide by their obligations.
One more on North Korea. There was a report, AP report from Pyongyang, that North Korea has decided to quarantine all foreigners, regardless of where they are coming from, because of Ebola fears. What do you think of that?
I'm not sure that there are travelers flowing into North Korea that would be impacted by that, and I don't have any confirmation of that specifically. Obviously, we've taken steps here to put in place new guidelines through the CDC that we think are the right approach. Beyond that, I don't think I have much more.
Well, if you're taking steps, don't you think that all countries should be taking steps?
Well,
including North Korea?
Every country is going to make decisions as it relates to their travelers, how it impacts them. I don't have any more specifics or details on North Korea's guidelines, I should say.